Hey there, this is Dan Gentry. How are we doing? How you really doing? I know that right now we're kind of going through some interesting times, but there's a little mini talk that I've done a couple of times, and I've been asked about this probably more than a lot of the other things that I talk about, at least right now, and it's how to deal with uncertain times. So I want to kind of do this for you. How to deal with uncertain times.
So, the big question is this: how are successful professionals like us going to keep increasing our business success and yet still have a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. I'm Dan Gentry, and welcome to Third Power Life Podcast.
Interesting thing, in 1966, Robert Kennedy said in a speech that there's an ancient Chinese curse that says, may he live in interesting times. And, like it or not, we live in interesting times. But there are times of danger and uncertainty, but they are also more open to the creative energy of men than to any other time in history. And I always love this, this little snippet because, there are many times that we go through in our life where life is uncertain, right? We change jobs, we get married, we get divorced, there are all of these things that happen that in our own personal world, we're living in interesting times. And it can be interesting and difficult, right? Well, right now we are collectively going through uncertain times. So I wanted to kind of share how we should be able to handle uncertain times. And there are three pieces to this, to how we make it happen. And the first step is to be thankful, right? It is take a moment, stop all of the stuff that goes on in our heads, right? All of the worst case scenarios and what could happen, what might happen, and the things that we could lose, and our jobs and our money, and just stop. Take that breath, right? And think about what you are thankful for, right? Because even in the midst of everything that's going on, there are things that we can be thankful for. So calm, take the breath, and think about, what do you have that you are thankful for? You're thankful for your health. You're thankful for the family that you have. Thankful for your friends, right? Thankful that you have toilet paper, right? What is it that you're thankful for? And, I don't care how difficult life is, and and I've been through some really horrible things, and yet even in those dark times there was always something to be thankful for. Sometimes you had to look for it a little harder, but you have to find that magic. Find the magic that's there, because it is, right? Is it, just seeing the rainbow in the fountain, which is one of the ones I always look for. Anytime there's a fountain, I always try to get the sun behind me and find the rainbow there. Is it, the smile of a stranger? Is it a child's laugh? Is it, that wake up and smell the roses? Is it a flower that you see? Find something that you can be thankful for, and find that magic, because the magic is out there. It just sometimes is a little bit harder to find, right? And the second step, so we get thankful. The second step is to be curious, right? Tumultuous times create opportunities, right? This is now the time for us to get out and find, what opportunities are available to me, right? What can you do now that you couldn't do before, right? There are things that you may not have had a month of uninterrupted time to study or to learn a new skill. Well, now you can, right? And be open to the surprises that are there, right? There are surprises that will happen. Serendipity will happen for you. Find your way to make it happen, to find those things that are like amazing, right? And, we might have to recalibrate our goals, right? How can we take, the goals that we had, right? One of my goals for 2020 was to speak to like 100,000 people. What, 10 at a time? How is that going to work, right? So, how do I maybe some more online things? How can I take what I wanted to do in person and make it even more applicable for these difficult times? So it's take the goals that you have and recalibrate them so that they make sense in today's world, right? So get thankful. Make sure you get thankful. Then be curious as to what the opportunities could be. And that finally, be brave, right? Focus on what you can control, right? Don't worry about what's beyond our control. Think about what can we do. Don't worry about what the national numbers and what's happening in New York or, in Europe or somewhere far away. What can you control, and do something with it. Work on what you can control. Go towards the uncertainty. What we find when we're curious is we've got these opportunities, but we may be afraid to take them. Don't. Embrace it. Accept the risks that come with it. Because right now, what do you have to lose, right? If you have extra time, if you're sitting at home, try it. Try something new. Try some online marketing. Try writing a book. Try starting a podcast. Do something. Move forward and take bold action towards the recalibrated goals that you have. Find how can you make the best of this, right? Because this time is going to pass. We're going to be stuck wherever we are for however long. But it's going to end at some point, and we will go back to whatever normal has become. But let me ask you this. When it's over, and when you're done and can go out, and this event, this traumatic event is over, are you going to be better for it? Or are you going to be trying to catch up with where you were? Because we can either take this time and use it for growth and for expansion and for improvement, or we can use it to just wallow. And I get it. I get it that we are going through a difficult time. And even if you're, not looking at this from the pandemic side of it, if you're just going through shit yourself, it will pass. It will pass. So feel the grief, feel the pain, understand that we're going through a traumatic event, and a little bit of downtime is okay. Right? We have to get it all sorted out in our head. But don't stay there, right? Don't be stuck in that wallowing place, okay? Feel your grief, go through the process, but then be thankful, be curious, be brave, and move yourself forward to have that amazing life. Leave this so much stronger than you came into it, because you can. You can. I know I'm working my best to make myself a far better person because of the difficulties that we've had. So take the time. Make you the best you can. Be brave. be curious, and be thankful, and take your life truly to the third power. Thank you.
If you would like to find out more about Dan Gentry and Third Power Performance, then go to www.thirdpowerperformance.com.